Hello! We here at Live to Move would like to celebrate Women's Month by chatting about our show last year, Whoa Man. So we're here today, we've got a few things lined up that we're going to discuss. First off, we're going to chat about Live to Move and how we actually came up with the name and the concept. Yeah, so Melissa, you did a lot more of the Live to Move sort of concept.
Yes, yeah. Well, I mean, because we both know, it started like back in high school where we were both attending the National School of the Arts, and I was in matric at that time. That's our last year of school, and we had a project where we had to look at owning a dance company and how that would run, what we would name it, all of that. And I, at that time, came up with Live to Move because I liked the fact that it could be abbreviated to LTM. I thought that was very cool.
I think so.
This was quite a few years ago when abbreviations were cool. And yeah, it just sort of stuck with me, that name. And
everyone we told it to sort of loved
it.
it. They were like, "Ooh, Live to Move, that's such an interesting name."
So it stuck as like an idea in the back of my mind. And so even though we both sort of left school,
we left school, we went on our own path.
Like you went into your teaching and I went into the professional side of the dancing. Although you did your professional side as well, yeah, and now I do Pilates as well. So although we journeyed onto that, when was it, about 2 years ago?
About 2 years ago, we sat down again and we were like, we actually do want to do this company.
Yes.
You know, it was sort of
an afterthought before then.
It was something that we had always wanted to do but never knew when we would do it or how exactly we would go about it. So then
we felt ready.
2 years ago we were like, you know what? Let's stop putting this off. Let's do this. Why not?
Yes, exactly.
And it's actually been really nice.
Yeah, it's been a really nice journey to start something like this. And, you know, we knew going into it that we would need to start with a show. We would need something to put out there. Especially because we'd be starting off with very little sort of like funding and we'd have to look for funding.
Yes.
So we knew we needed an idea, and that's when we started like trying to think of what would we do as our first show.
Yes, and I think it was you actually. We sat down, we thought, you know, we want a dance show that celebrates women.
Yes, because we are two women and we are starting this
company and this journey
together.
Yeah.
So we thought it would be nice to sort of celebrate the fact that we are two women in this industry. And then I remembered sort of how I came up with the name. I remembered going to a comedy show and he had said this joke, you know, why were women named women? Because Adam saw Eve and he went, "Whoa, man." And so that "Whoa, man" had stuck with me as well. And I thought, you know, it's a nice way to celebrate women because when whoa, you're a woman. Like,
you're amazing and inspirational.
Yes, so I'd sort of had a dream about this and it had come back to me. And I thought, what do you think about doing that? And
it just sort of rolled from there. Once we had the name and the concept that we want to celebrate women and Whoa Man is going to be the name, it just picked up speed and we started looking for music.
Yes, so we sort of thought, how do we celebrate women? And then I think the first thing we came up with was, you know, let's show the roles that a woman plays in society today. So I mean, a woman can be anything from a teacher to a doctor to
a politician,
a mother.
So
I think from there was when we started looking for music.
Yeah, so we like jotted down our ideas of what we want to showcase of women, like the sides that we want to showcase, and we listened to so much music and certain songs just stuck out
and sort of matched the theme of that piece of work that we were doing in the show. And we went very instrumental because we knew from the beginning, from our concept, that we wanted to have speech in there as well. So we would be talking as dancers, and the instrumental played really well in that it provided that musical background but didn't overshadow our voices when we were speaking.
Yes, and making sounds, and so we wanted the music to be sort of the first level, and then the dancing and the speaking while we're dancing to like enrich that song.
Beautiful description, yes.
And then bring together the whole concept of being a mother.
Yes.
And being a politician, and being a sports person.
That was one of my favorites, was our sports piece. Just showing how powerful a woman can be doing a male sport. So if you have seen that piece, we were representing women in rugby. But aside from that, once we sort of had our music, we found our dancers, and we knew we wanted an all-female cast,
obviously,
to really represent.
So we just approached some friends that we knew through dancing, because we've danced for so many years. We just approached people that we knew could express what we wanted and weren't shy to try something different. You know, speaking while dancing, it's not something dancers do. Even for me, I mean, I had to figure out projection and with that tone of voice, and how do I sound angry without shouting,
Yes.
but still get that anger across.
Yeah, so it's a new element, because as a dancer you don't speak, and a lot of people become dancers because they don't want to talk, they want to dance.
Exactly, yeah.
So it was definitely a new sort of area that we were targeting. So yeah, the dancers we chose.
We needed brave, strong women
Yes,
who were.
yeah. We had a few ups and downs in terms of dancers. We had dancers we thought of that couldn't do it,
or things came up halfway through.
Yeah. So there were a few changes through the cast, but at the end we loved who we chose.
Definitely.
So thank you, Paige, Lexi, and Tash, if you're watching this.
Yes,
you
guys are
really
amazing.
great to have you as part of it. And then from having our dancers, we created a lot of the work based on them.
Yes.
So we didn't actually have any structure going into our first rehearsal. We created all the choreography on the go.
I think we also wanted feedback from the dancers,
Yes.
and ideas from the dancers. So, you know,
because we wanted their personality to be in the piece as well. We didn't just want it to be us telling them what to do.
Exactly.
We wanted to feel like they
we're a part of the
Yes.
whole like creation process, and like especially for, you know, Paige, she did a bit of like touch rugby and stuff. So for the sportswoman piece, from two, you know, women that haven't really done a lot of sport, we focus more on dancing in our lives. It was nice to have Paige there who had done rugby, and
so
who could
doing a position,
advise.
she would go, okay, we would do it more like this if we were playing rugby. So that was quite helpful.
Yes, it was very nice to have that. And then, you know, our other cast member, Lexi, she does a bit of musical theatre. So with her, she could help us with that voice projection. And
So it was quite an interactive process, creating the choreography and coming up with the sort of movements that we would do. Very like touch and play kind of thing.
we all played off each other.
Yes.
It was very.
With each other.
We tried to create an environment that was safe and happy, and everybody wanted to create and wanted to be a part of it. And that I actually think really did.
Definitely benefited the end result.
Definitely, it came across in the dancing, and also when we were on stage eventually, after the whole process, I felt that the dancers felt more connected to the show.
Yes, and more connected to what they were trying to represent, because it was they had been part of it.
Yes, exactly, because of the creation
That was
process.
what we wanted. Yeah.
And I think we achieved that quite nicely.
Yes. In terms of like what we chose to speak about in the show, and I did a lot of research into sort of quotes and things and stories that have been told and actual things that have happened to people. So the piece that I danced in was based on a book, and it was a story about a young woman who has this pen pal. She's an American and he is a Zimbabwean boy, and they become pen pals through schools, and how much they help each other in their learning through their lives, and just benefit each other to build each other up to be better
It was just such a beautiful book.
Yeah, it was a beautiful, touching story.
Beautiful book.
So that was all about, how women can really change people's lives just through words.
And just being there for somebody. And women are nurturing and caring people. So just by being nurturing and caring, how we help so many others that we don't even realize.
So that was like the sort of research we put into displaying how are women as politicians and things like that, and what do we want to actually say.
It took a lot of mind maps.
Yeah,
It
quite a
did.
few, and a lot of learning what is my line here, what is my line there, figuring out when we were going to speak. It's hard to speak if you're doing a jump or something, so we had to place the speaking parts at the right moments.
Yes, because also if you turn and face away from the audience, obviously they're not going to hear you, especially in a theatre sort of setting. So we also had to think, of our setting and where we were and how we were going to.
I think that journey for us as choreographers was quite interesting.
Definitely something we hadn't played with before. It's not, we played with choreography, but not quite like the same way. Sometimes we would have to actually change a move so that they could end correctly so that they could speak.
Yes. So a lot of things, they started one way and the piece ended up looking completely different.
Quite different,
because it changed as we molded and grown as a cast together. So we also performed in our show because we wanted to be a part of it as well and to showcase that you can be a choreographer and a dancer and all of that. So that was also quite interesting, trying to juggle all of that.
It was.
So we had this beautiful idea, and before we'd actually started on the creation journey, we knew that, like I said, we had to get funding.
Definitely.
So that application process started, and we tried to approach as many places as we could, and we were very lucky to receive funding from the Arts and Culture Trust, and they're a part of, or a division of Arts Affinity, and they sponsored the show for us. So if you look at any of our stuff, it's always got the logo on there, because we're really happy to receive that.
We're so fortunate. When we got that funding, it was absolutely amazing.
It felt like it was meant to be, because we were like,
Exactly.
okay, we've got the show, we've got the funding, let's do this now. So it really felt like it was the perfect time, and we started this journey
At the right time, and everything was falling into place, and it felt really nice
So
getting that funding.
then after that, the sort of first hiccup we hit was we wanted to be a part of the National School of the Arts Festival of Fame.
Because we had done it, we went to NSA, we had done the arts festival.
We
and
thought it was a nice platform to start off with, where we could
nice
get a good
introduction.
audience and start to be known in the dance world. But unfortunately, we didn't actually make it onto their schedule, their list of shows. So we decided to take the funding and go into theatre. So we first sort of had to figure out, finding a place that we could afford
in the funding,
with the funding we got.
Because theatres are actually a bit expensive. We'd never looked into it before, so we didn't know.
So we did a lot of Googling and researching, and we decided on the City at Joburg Theatre.
Yes.
It was just such a nice experience.
The staff were very nice.
They were all friendly, easy to contact, any
Easy to
questions
talk
we
to.
had. So that was really nice, and sort of like you once you get in there and meet them, and that, it was also very nice, very friendly.
It was also like a relaxing process, because often going into theatre can be stressful, but they made it easy and relaxing, I felt.
Yes. So that was lovely. Like anything we needed help with, they were there.
Yes, immediately. They had so many different things to offer.
Yes, and like our lighting designer and our music and everything is all done by women, so that also...
Yay, add to the cast of Woman.
Yes, that also represented women, so that was also really nice, and they were great.
Yes, they were. I mean, especially because we were in the show and we couldn't be there to like give cues and stuff for when we wanted a certain light or something. They just had to know, and they were quite good at that.
We had to prep that before that the cues were sort of in place on their part, and that sort of tied into the lighting and everything, which is very interesting. And you know, to have to give all this information over to the theatre, and neither one of us has really been in a production on that side of the production before, where we would actually have to come up with what lighting do we want and that kind of thing. So I mean, our sound was okay, that was easy. Yes. It was, you know, push and play. But the lighting, I actually then spoke to our stepfather, because he works in the lighting industry.
Very fortunate to have him.
Asked him for a little bit of advice, what lighting works best for what mood,
like all the new things that came with it. Like we had to fill in a form with the lighting.
Yes, so that was interesting to have to figure that out. So we actually
all the jargon and everything that was going on there.
Yes, plus that rider and give all that information to the theatre was
a bit daunting.
It was a new challenge, yeah. And I mean, it's so different when you eventually get into the theatre and you do all that lighting.
It was actually quite easy once we were in theatre. I think because we've done that process before.
Yes.
You know, I mean, okay, go stand in that spot.
Yeah, so it was me sort of standing with the lighting lady and you guys on stage, and like, you know, stand here, let me see where the spotlight is, and yeah, I think it turned out really nicely. We sort of played with a lot of colour as well.
Yes, we did. Not sure if we went overboard, but it's okay. I think it also we thought it would try add to our theme of each like dance.
Yes. So we used it to sort of create the mood of the piece. So like you know, the UN piece that we had,
the Going Green.
Yes, where you were sort of representing giving and helping others and
building a community.
Yes, we thought of green because, you know, you're going green and you're helping others, and it's such a.
It's also
color.
like green is like a new life.
Yes.
You know, it represents like spring and summer.
Exactly. So we'd gone with that sort of color, and I think it really did help set the mood. I mean,
I think so.
I like that we made use of that.
And I've never really used colour in other productions like that I've been a part of and been in theatre.
Yeah, they haven't used it as much as we probably did. I mean, like you said,
the
we
whole
probably
stage
went
is
over.
green, you know, and we did like the whole stage is green in the beginning, and then it sort of faded into a lighter colour. And I haven't seen that done much in a dance production.
Yeah. I think also, you know, when you're in the theatre, the colours look very different compared to like the pictures we've seen afterwards.
Yes, definitely.
That colour sort of spreads through the theatre, so it doesn't feel so dense on stage, but in the pictures you see it a lot more. That changes everything as well.
Yeah, actually we had that one piece that we caught it in the red.
Yes.
We had a red lighting, we caught the piece in a red. Created a nice atmosphere even in that photo.
Yes, that was what we wanted, that atmosphere. And what else was there in theatre? Well, we had
some props. Yes. We had a table that we had at home, and we thought, no, it's going to work perfectly, and then we decided to stand on it.
Yes, we wanted to put weight on it, and it wasn't sturdy.
Yeah, it wasn't the best table. So thankfully the Joburg Theatre had a table.
Yeah, they have some props there that if you're renting the theatre, you can use some of their props, and that's just simple things like tables and chairs and everything. So we were able to use some of that. And
it's a nice sturdy wooden table.
Yeah, and it was quite important because we did play with props a lot in our pieces, you know, to make noises or to just represent certain things. And
yeah,
so that was
also a challenge, but fun, and exciting. I also think it adds to the piece and adds to the story.
Yes. That was also a new challenge again. So I did quite a lot of advertising. I created quite a lot of it. I had sort of seen this beautiful silhouette of a woman, and I thought that's so amazing because, I mean, it's black and white, and you still know it's a woman, and she can be anything underneath that silhouette.
Yes.
You know, anything from a mother to a lawyer to whatever.
It's whatever she wants to be, yeah.
I thought that was such a nice representation of what we were trying to say.
So we took silhouettes of the whole cast.
Yes, so the pictures and the advertising is actually us. It's our faces,
the
and
cast
I turned
members.
them into silhouettes and sort of created from there. And we stuck to our color theme in that when we created Live to Move.
Yeah, we thought red, white, and black because they're quite nice colors together.
Yeah.
And they work well.
So we stuck with that color scheme that we
Going
had.
into our first production, we
Yes.
thought let's keep that color scheme
Yes, because
going.
then it represents us as a company as well.
Yes.
So
Everything was red, white, and black.
yes, and then we sort of had to figure out all the various sizes that we needed.
Yes,
So the
'cause-
theatre needed, a certain size for the Instagram and the Facebook, and then a
And
certain
each
size for
social
the poster.
media was
and-
different. You know, like the
Yes,
Facebook size
exactly.
is a banner, so it was one size, and then the Instagram's a bit smaller. And then
Yes.
obviously the poster we got printed. It was very nice. We had lovely big A3 posters.
Yeah.
We're able to put up in some dance shops and things.
Yes.
Studios that we know.
And it was helpful that they also needed the advertising for their website. We could sell the tickets through there, so they boosted that promotion of the show. And
Yes.
I think we got a lot of audience through that as well, which was really great.
Yeah, and I think pushing the social media and like our main focus being the social media because we in the
Yes.
social media like era, if I have to say,
Yeah, and
that
we
advertising did help a lot.
Yes, we did focus on that a lot. So if you know us personally and you didn't see the advertising, you didn't know we had a show, I promise it was out there. And next time we'll just be better at tagging you in the advertising,
Yes.
so you
There we
make
go.
sure you see it. But yeah, that was very interesting experience. Researched a few design programs and found ones that I liked that were user friendly. Helped us create everything.
Yes. And then we also decided to just out of hope and luck email these female organizations that we had found also through social media and like the internet. And so we emailed them and someone got the email because a few female organizations actually came and watched our show.
Yes.
And that was so nice because you're opening up to new people that we don't
Yes.
normally interact
We
with.
didn't know them, and we just sort of hoped they would be there. And
They came.
Yeah,
It was
and
so
they
nice.
actually had such positive feedback after that.
Yes, they did.
Saying that they wanted more, and that was really
They felt the
great.
show was too short, so we took that
Yes,
as
we-
positive.
yeah. So they sort of thought, can we see
What else
more?
is there? What else
Yeah.
could you do?
And
Which
that's
is nice, good
Yeah,
feedback.
that was really nice.
And I think that also led us on the path of now, wanting to rethink Woman and the
Yes.
future of the show Woman.
So yes, exactly that. So now we're sort of looking at reshaping the show and restructuring it and giving it a new sort of model and pathway to the storyline, and that's sort of something we're looking at. I mean, we wanted to focus on it this year, and
Yes, we did.
COVID
but-
didn't favour us, but
It's okay.
so next year that's our focus, and we hope to see us getting back with Woman into some festivals and
Yes.
everything. So we'll definitely be out there and letting the public know what we're doing.
Yeah, and like sharing the stage with other awesome artists
yes, so
and
that we can learn
performances
from other
and
people as well.
learning from them and again like just taking a little bit of our feedback and saying okay, how can we use that to
Yes, exactly.
better our show and what we want to say.
Yeah, so we're very excited to see what
2021. We'll see what happens.